Hello Taurus, this is Vanessa from Celestial Soul Tarot and welcome to your monthly reading for September 2022. Thanks so much for joining me. So we're going to take a look into the astrology of September. I'll pull an astrology card for the overall theme. We'll do a rune casting for the foundation and then we'll look into the tarot and dig a little bit deeper, okay? So this reading is essentially for Taurus risings, or if you were to put your sun or your moon in the first house. But if you don't know what your rising sign is, I do have the birth chart calculator in the description box below if that is something that you're interested in. Although we all have Taurus somewhere in our charts, it's going to be in a specific house. You may not have any planets in Taurus, but that's the energy of Taurus is still in that house, right? So maybe you're interested still in watching this video. But the rulers of all the signs, they have planets. So the ruling planet of Taurus is Venus. Where's Venus in your chart? What aspects is it making? What house? What sign is it in? All of these things, right? So yeah, you can start looking into any video to really help you look a little bit deeper into your chart if that's something that you're interested in. But let's take a look at Taurus. And again, the North Node is in your first house, Taurus. So there's a strong energy of independence, really focusing on yourself, building that energy of confidence. I think for some of you here, maybe focusing on your appearance, getting healthy, right? Let's take a look here. Overall theme for Taurus for the month of September. What do we have coming through here at this time? There we go. Grand Trine, blessings, okay? So grand trines are the easy energies. It's an ease of something, right? So there's no real friction involved with this, okay? So the trines actually involve the elements. So, I mean, for you, it could be for Earth, it's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. For the air signs, it's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right? Then, or the water signs or the fire signs, right? So there's a natural trine to the elements, right? So there's a strong element emphasis here. Bottom of the deck, I do want to notice here, let you know of the ninth house, right? So your ninth house is ruled by Capricorn, which again would be a grand trine. There's that ease there between your first house, your ninth house, and also your fifth house, which is ruled by Virgo, okay? And so interestingly enough, we do have Mercury going retrograde through Virgo during the month of September, okay? And so when does it enter? Mercury enters Virgo not until the 29th. It's going to be retrograde in Libra and then it enters Virgo on the 23rd. So it'll be mostly in Libra, which will be your sixth house of work, your daily routine, your health. But then it's going to move into Virgo and then it won't go direct until October the 2nd. And so for some of you here, there could be a review or looking at something from the past in regards to something you love and bringing that back to life. And it could actually be, especially with Capricorn energy in your ninth house, Pluto being there, it's retrograde. You have the North Node in your first house, right? So, and also with Venus, Venus is currently in Leo, but it's going to be moving into Virgo, which is your fifth house. Again, bringing me back to this grand earth trine. Earth is stability. It's grounded, right? And so for some of you, it's having this practical energy within bringing something to life, building something from the bottom up, having a solid foundation with, it's learning something, right? And for some of you, again, learning something, higher education could have everything to do with taking university classes or courses or getting upgrades and learning something to help you to, I'm almost picking up an energy of you're learning something that you love to do, fifth house, but it also comes down to hobbies, fifth house. And fifth house has everything to do with having a practical sort of hobby that for some of you with Capricorn, especially in your ninth, that you can eventually start to turn that into career and make money from and be self-sufficient, North Node in your first, right? So, and be financially independent as well. And I think for some of you here, there's an emphasis on learning something that you love, that you enjoy, that could potentially be a hobby, but you do want to eventually build a solid foundation and bring that to a career is what's coming through here, right? And putting in the effort and maybe for some of you financially investing in this to eventually bring it to life. But it's a slow and steady process because it's earth, but that means when you put in the hard effort and the work over time, it will come to life. Right, so let's take a look into the runes. We'll do a casting, lay out the foundation, but I will just mute the audio temporarily just because the runes are quite noisy, okay? I guess I didn't press the button. Sorry about that. I went to look and it wasn't, so hopefully it wasn't too noisy for you there, Taurus. My apologies on that. Yeah, because the rune castings do tend to get a little noisy, especially with the microphone energy. Okay, so let's take a look into your current situation here. Right, for some of you, it's coming across perhaps because we have Merkstave, right? And with this energy, there's a lot of doubts, disappointments, right, within a situation. Again, for some of you, what I'm picking up here is a hobby or something that you love to do and you're learning, but it's not, maybe it's because it is earth energy for you. It could be taking you a long time to learn something, a long time to understand something. Maybe you've been working at this for many, many years, right? And there's, again, doubts, disappointments, some sadness, frustration coming through here in regards to learning something that perhaps you want to eventually build into a career path out of a hobby is kind of what I'm picking up, right? Let's take a look here for Taurus. What do we have coming through? Okay, so this one came up reversed, right? We have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Typically the Seven of Pentacles energy, right? This is a reflection, right? Introspection, going within, right? In regards to the work, the effort, right? So there is an opportunity here for you to look at what you've grown, how far you've come, right? And again, it comes to learning something, creating something, building something from scratch, watching it grow, right? But again, in the reverse, for some of you, it comes across as, especially with Merkstave, that you're thinking about giving up on it. It's not working out. Maybe because with the earth energies, for you, it's going to be very slow. It may be difficult and hard to learn, or it's taking you a long time to learn something because of the earth energy in these houses, to bring this hobby into a career, to learn something, right? And so for some of you are thinking about letting this go and releasing it because it's not working out, right? But we do have the Star. And this is something you want for yourself, right? This is a dream. This is something you can, for some of you here, again, this is ruled by Aquarius. And Aquarius, we're going to have Pluto, gosh, that's in March, moving through Aquarius. And that's going to be your 10th house. So there's going to be some major changes to your career, right? And this is new beginnings, especially with Pluto moving into Aquarius. And so for some of you, there's a strong emphasis on maybe like technology or even astrology or for some of you here, again, with this energy, it's feeling hopeful, the need to feel optimistic. Things are going to turn around. It just takes time for you specifically as a Taurus rising to work at something, to grow something, to be good at something, to learn something, perhaps for some of you, to take this hobby and turn it into a career. But I do feel if you just keep going with it, especially with Pluto, which is in Capricorn, it's going to start transforming your 10th house of career. And if you just keep going with it for just a little bit longer, right, I do feel that you'll be able to start building this energy for you if this is something that you're trying to move towards. So maybe some of you are thinking about leaving a career path. You have a hobby that you love and you want to keep learning and bring that to eventually a career path. You can do that. And the energies within the astrology, the transits can show you that it can happen, but it's going to be different for each person and when that comes about, depending on your own chart, right? So let's take a look into but it's very exciting times for a lot of people, especially if you want to make changes to your career. Absolutely, right? Let's take a look into the challenge here. Yeah, let's take a look. We have the Hermit. Okay. So we also have Yura here, okay? So there's a cyclical energy where you're working at something, it's over and over and over again, which is good, right? Because that's how you get good at something. That's how you master something, the repetition, discipline, right? So when you're doing something, for some of you here, that challenge, it's like you feel like you're repeating yourself over and over again and you're not getting anywhere. It's like you're on a wheel and you can't get off. You don't know how to make changes. Maybe you need to make improvements somewhere. There needs to be an adjustment, right? That sort of thing. But with this energy of the Hermit, you're really meant to take some time away from what you're doing. So if you've been studying a lot or you've been focused on your hobby and you've been trying to really build this and create this new career path for you eventually down the road, and it's not working out and you want to give up and you want to move on, and, take some time out for yourself. Relax, right? This is somebody who has a relaxed mind. They're out in nature, right? Get some fresh air. And for some of you here, there's a need to really go within and reflect, right? This energy is ruled by Virgo, okay? So, for some of you here, there's a need to really reflect and see what maybe isn't working, especially with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. What's not working? Something needs to be improved. How can you make changes? That sort of thing. And that's all it is, because I feel like some of you are doing the same thing over and over again, and you're not getting anywhere, right? You're not seeing the results of your effort. There's no real growth. Like I said, with this energy especially, there's no real growth at all. There might be a loss in regards to a financial, is how you feel. You may feel like you're losing financially for some of you, because you're putting a lot of effort and money into something, but for some of you, perhaps it's taking a long time for you to understand it or to learn it, or for anything to really get off the ground, right? So let's take a look here. What do we have coming in as the hidden energy, hidden element for Taurus? What is hidden here for September? Well, we do have Fehu. And Fehu is the cattle rune. It's the rune of money and wealth and reward, success, right? Let's take a look here. Yeah, Ten of Swords. See, I feel like this is your own fears holding you back. There's a feeling here of devastation. It's over. It's never going to get anywhere, right? And so I feel for some of you here, there's a strong need or emphasis to shift your perspective and a way of your thinking, and to understand or realize, if you look into your natal chart, because you have these earth signs in these houses, it's going to take you longer to learn something. So don't give up. It's going to take, and especially with Capricorn in your 9th house, you're going to have to learn it again and do it again. Capricorn rules repetition, right? Bringing me back to Ura here. You're going to be doing it over and over again, and you're putting in the hard work and you're putting in the effort, but you're building up this energy. But don't give up. Like I mentioned, Pluto is once and for all moving on to Capricorn in this lifetime. It's going to move into Aquarius in your 10th house. So there's been a lot of change and transformation, since 2007 or 2006 in regards to higher learning and education for you, right? And so for some of you, I feel like now there's a major shift coming in regards to your career. And at that same time, within 2 weeks, Saturn is going to be moving into Pisces, which is your 11th house, right? So as some of you, there's going to be a major shift in your career. I can see Saturn in Pisces could be like a spiritual career for some of you, right? If that's something you're focused on. So, or something that you love, something that feels good. There's a lot of compassion, maybe something where you can give back to others in some way, right? It's a very giving type of energy. And so for some of you here, I just feel like this Ten of Swords is your own fears. You're thinking it's over. Anything that you do, it's not enough. It's hidden energy. But I'm also showing you with Fehu here is that financial success, rewards, for some of you here, there can be again, a major shift with, it could be your fortune, your wealth, and your, the money. If you've been putting money into something, and you started something slow as a business, then it's going to start to pay off here with Fehu. But it also comes down to your self-worth and self-esteem. And this is really going to shift, because I do feel, again, with these own fears, that fears are going to come to an end, right? Again, it comes down to a shift in your thinking and understanding. Again, if you focus on learning your own chart, then you'll know that, again, it's patience is going to pay off. Patience is going to pay off here big time for you, Taurus, okay? Just be patient. And again, this is something that you're good at, being Taurus. If you have a lot of energy in Taurus. Let's take a look now into the help, right? What is helping Taurus at this time? What do we have coming through helping Taurus at this time? Yeah, we have the Ace of Cups. Focusing on what you love, focusing on what feels good for you, right? We also have here, let's show you the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician, right? Focusing on your skills, your resources, your talents, your abilities, your knowledge, what you're learning, your experience, and bringing this new thing to life. And it comes down to a hobby that you're learning or something within that nature, really putting in a lot of effort to transform it for some of you into a career path, right? So, and I do feel here also right, we do have Canaz Merkstave. And so this energy, this is reversed, okay? So technically this is more of an energy of great ideas. It is the rune of fire, vision, passion, but reversed, it can be like the loss of passion, loss of creativity, loss of inspiration, feeling like you're in the dark. And so what's helping you here is that for some of you, yeah, you are feeling like you're in the dark, period. Like it's coming through quite strongly with this reading, but you still love what you do. And that's the thing. There's a revival, a renewal of this energy, of the feelings, of your heart. There's a healing coming through here. So, right, bringing the sense of self-expression. You know, there's something that you love here. You're in alignment with it. It's brand new. Go for it. And again, the thing is that you're still doing it, even though you feel like you're no longer inspired. You're sad, right? Again, for some of you wanting to let it go, to walk away from it, it's not working out. But when you understand that it takes a long time because of these earth houses, and that the energy is going to shift in March. Like I said, within 2 weeks, you have Pluto and Saturn shifting signs. That's a big deal. So, and that's also Pisces season. The sun will be moving through Pisces at that time. So yeah, there's going to be some major shifts in energy coming in March here again. But yeah, what's helping you is the fact that you're continuing to do what you love and keep moving forward. Again, very dedicated, very focused, but don't give up here, Taurus. Don't give up. Let's take a look into the energies moving into October. Oh, I just want to show you the bottom of the deck. Yeah, the Death. It's huge transformation, huge changes, right? And again, this is ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio's in your 7th house of relationships, contracts, right? Bringing something back from the past, a contract from the past, maybe for some of you. But in general, with this energy, I can see this as evolving, making changes and shifts in energy in regards to your way of thinking, you know, releasing fears and keep moving forward with this, right? Because moving into October, we have the energy of the Knight of Swords, okay? We also have Uru's Merkstave as well, right? So there's a strong energy here in regards to getting out, communicating, sharing information, right? Sharing ideas, right? Maybe even advertising, marketing, that sort of thing, but getting yourself out there. This is mutable air. Like I said, it is ruled by Gemini. And so for some of you, it's more than one. So sharing maybe on multiple social media platforms. Maybe some of you are working with a team, working with you and somebody else working together. Maybe again, with the South Node in Scorpio, right? Somebody could be coming back from the past and you can work together as a team to help each other. If you have, you know, the same goals, the same dream, you know, for each of you, and using, again, your own skills with this other person's skills and come together and be like a powerhouse of energies, right? But you have this powerhouse business that you want to create for yourself and this other individual. For some of you, that's just a possibility, right? But what I'm also getting here is that there's a need here to really slow down or maybe pump the brakes or just maybe hesitate in regards to this energy. And I'm saying that because in regards to, this is very fast, it's very swift. So, I mean, some of you may want to jump the gun and get yourself right out there. And if that's what you're meant to do, then go ahead and do it. For some of you, it's almost like the need to slow down a bit and maybe review a lot of what you're doing to make sure you've got all your T's crossed, your I's dotted, in regards to maybe setting up a business or the information or the whatever it is that you're building or you're trying to create or your hobby. Like maybe some of you are really excited. This is a very excitable energy, especially because Mars is going to be moving through Gemini, right? And so for some of you, you're really excited about inspiring others, motivating others, doing all these things and taking action. But again, for some of you, this can actually come across as being a little shy as well, being a little shy. There's a desire to get out there and do that, but some of you might be pumping your own brakes, right? So I am picking up the need to kind of step back a little bit, maybe, you know, put something out there and then wait, and then put something out there and wait instead of forcing yourself ahead, because then you might need to step back and retrace your steps, or maybe like you misspeak or you overspeak or share something that's too much and give too much information away, right? There's a need to maybe pull in the reins, so to speak, instead of sharing too much information all at once or whatever this is for you. putting too many products out at once, just maybe a small amount, slowly getting yourself out there is kind of what I'm picking up, kind of pumping, like I said, for pumping the brakes. It's what's coming through here. But yeah, I do feel a strong energy of evolving and growing and changing and transforming your life, your hobby, what you love to do. Like I said, continue focusing on what you're doing. And like I said, there's going to be major shifts and changes energetically come March. But you're going to feel it now. There's people making major changes right now. So from what I'm picking up to the Taurus that I'm talking to, stick with it. Like stick with it, especially if you love what you do, stick with it, keep going. You know, like I said, for some of you, maybe you're shy in regards to starting to get yourself out there. I mean, this could be something you could start to do, just kind of tiptoe, test the waters. But I would also maybe pump the brakes for those of you who are really interested in getting yourself out there too quickly. So there's a real need to have some caution around how quickly you start putting things out there. But there is a need to start sharing information in general that needs to start coming out here for you moving into October. Absolutely, just to start getting out, because as like I said, things are going to start shifting here, and so just start to move yourself into that direction and get going on it, right? So don't give up here. Like, things are going to shift within yourself. Okay, just trust the process. And I want to thank you so much, Taurus, for watching, and hopefully you found this reading helpful.